Bezat Hashem, Beshut Harav Shlita, Gavaim. Today is the 18th of the month of Shvat, Sunday, the first day of the week of Parashat Shabbat, Parashat Mishpatim, Bezat Hashem. The two mitzvot that shayachot today, mitzvah number 234, mitzvah deoraita, the judgment. You cannot do avil in the judgment. You cannot make improper judgment. So that's 234, 233, and 234. Bezat Hashem is the mitzvah of the telling the judge to be very cautious not to favor anashim mechubadim. You cannot favor people who have a standard or status in the community. So 233 tells us, discusses in reference to a judge. We know that le'alacha, that if a judge makes a mistake, if he does a mistake, shelo ke'alacha, he goes against the halacha. Okay, the halacha poseket, let's say, a certain way. The halacha says in the case of whatever the dispute was, and the judge says not according to halacha. So technically and halachically speaking, his judgment could be overturned, as we know the Sanhedrin Agdolah could overturn it, or again another Beit Din is allowed to, technically speaking, overturn another Beit Din judgment. If you could say, there is enough substantial enough evidence to prove that the judgment was done not according to halacha at all. Now that we know that more than that, if a judge chas v'shalom is mateh mishpat, he goes and does avla. He says this person who doesn't owe really owes. Really, he doesn't owe the money, but he makes him pay. So the halacha, he says, the chinuch explains that the judge, he did a avla, he did a bad thing, but he doesn't get any physical punishment. As we know, any isur deoraita requires a physical punishment, lashes. But here there is no lashes. Why? Because first of all, two reasons, twofold. One reason is anything that's done by dibur, right? It says over there, al tilech rachel ba'amecha. A person is not allowed to be a tetel bearer. Don't talk lashon hara, right? Motzi shemra. Okay, over there by motzi shemra, lechoira, there's a whole big discussion why he gets lashed, even though he didn't do any physical aspect, right? But over there that it's a knas kiviyachol. It's like an additional knas to punish him. Besides that he gets lashes, he gets to never divorce this wife. So there's obviously something more deeper in yan. But regularly, if a person does avera with his hands, except with his mouth, except when we spoke last week, has v'shalom, cursing another Jew with Hashem's name, he gets lashed, even though he didn't do anything physically. But cursing because he used Hashem's name in a proper way, he cursed another Jew with it. There he gets lashed just because of using Shem Hashem. But here a judge says Reuben owes $1,000 to Shimon, but really Reuben doesn't owe the $1,000 to Shimon. And so just by uttering those words, the judge was wrong. Yes, another judge came and proved that the whole thing is the whole Beit Din proved it was all a false judgment. So they what's his name? They're not going to whip the judge because he didn't do any maaseh. But what about if the judge came to Shimon and he took the chefetz, he took an item, Rolex watch, from Shimon, and he says belongs to Reuben, took it physically, by force. Over here also he doesn't get paid. Now we have a different rule. What's the different rule? Why doesn't a thief get beaten up? Last week we discussed on Sunday in Lo Tignov, and then we said Lo Tigzol on Thursday. So what happened over there? Over there is also over Isur Deoraita. And every Isur Deoraita you're supposed to get lashed. And here there's a Maaseh. Here a person went ahead and stole. A judge came, Bekoach Shilo, he took it his strength, he took the Rolex watch from Shimon, gave it to Reuven, wrong judgment, another judge overturns the din, Reuven returns the watch to Shimon. That's the reason. Reason why the judge doesn't get hurt, it's nikra davar lichashev, lechashben. If you could be mechashben, if you can make a restitution for the item that was stolen, so the judge is a thief here. Even though he's technically speaking it in the name of Hashem, but he's a thief. It's the same thing as a gazlan, or that he came with koach. So a gazlan that stole something, as long as he knows that there is a payment back, even if he doesn't have money today, right? That he could pay later. Same thing with the judge. Judge will have to pay later. There are no lashes here. So just the rabbi wants to point out a very important nekudah, whereas there is a big avla. People think that a woman are, looking at today, we have women are, Baruch Hashem, they're put up in a pedestal. It's asur for a woman to be a judge. It's asur for a woman to be a judge. Erol, and we see that there is calamities. There is calamities always because we understand that it's not Hakadosh Baruch Hu did not want somebody who is actually by the way, the koach of a woman is adir. It's tremendous. Many people learn the Torah improperly. I don't know, but they're thinking that the woman got cursed by Hashem. Actually, Hashem is not cursing, not Chava, and not Adam, and not Nachash. He's actually telling Nachash, he gave him a bracha. He succeeded in his deal. And Adam, he's telling him an eitzah, and a woman also is giving her eitzah. A woman, b'koach shela, she is so powerful. Like today, we have Rahman al-Islam. It hurts me too much. So much. Today in Williamsburg, there's a Hasidic lady, a former Hasidic lady with a pe'ah, and she's mamash tznuah, but she's a very wicked individual. Mamash wicked individual. Why? She became a Supreme Court justice in New York. And this lady was the fallacy is so bad. How dare her? She goes in Israeli newspapers and in America in the newspapers. When I was running for the Supreme Court, the rabbis did not support me for the position. She knocked down all the rabbis right away. And this evil woman, she's a tzaddik, and people are supporting her. It's shod. What is she doing? She created a woman's Hatzalah. Right now in New York, this Bar Shait, she created a woman's Hatzalah for a woman, pregnant woman, to be taken to the hospital. See how sick these people are going against Chazal. Chazal said there's nothing for you to do in being judged. What are you doing? How dare you? That's the first thing, the 233. A woman cannot be a judge, it's only for Zacharim. There are no lashes. Give it back what the item that was stolen through a false judgment. 234 is very dangerous. There are a lot of...
Rabbi, maybe save it for tomorrow.
234, B'ezrat Hashem, let me just finish it up, the thought. The judgment of the 234 tells us that a judge sees, let's say, a mayor of the city, or the rabbi of the shul. So today would be, where would be shayach? Let's say a Hatzalah. Somebody has an issue with the Hatzalah or something, and there's the Beit Din. Can the Beit Din be properly judging when they have a favoritism from another individual? A mayor of town, a rabbi of a shul, a leader of a community. So those are things that the Torah meticulously is fearful, and Hashem commends strongly, mamash isur deoraita, to favoritism just because a person has some kind of a title. Again, same thing. If Chas v'Shalom, a judge failed, did not follow the halacha because of the favoritism, and it was overthrown by another Beit Din. In this case, if he caused the harm, again there is no lashes because it's the war. First of all, it's by mouth. Second of all, even if it's done by hands, still, since it's something that you have to return, the judge does not get punished and physically, but he has to. If Chas v'Shalom, there's one more important nekudah. If the judge caused Reuven to pay to Shimon, right? Let's say Shimon got paid $1,000. Now Shimon left. Shimon can't pay back $1,000 to Reuven. The halacha is when the second Beit Din comes and overturns the first judge, he's gonna have to pay the gzila. The judge has to pay to Reuven, but he doesn't get lashes. Baruch Adonai Olam, amen. Amen.